The mother of one of the victims of the Nottingham attacker, Valdo Calocane, has criticised the BBC for not including the families of those who died in a programme about the killer that will air tonight, and for failing to give them sufficient notice of it. This evening's Panorama will feature an interview with members of Calocane's family who revealed that a doctor warned 3 years before the attacks that the 32-year-old's mental illness was so severe that he could end up killing someone. Calocane, who was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia in 2020, went on to kill caretaker Ian Coates and students Barnaby Webber and Grace O'Malley Kumar in June last year. He admitted 3 counts of manslaughter on the grounds of diminished responsibility. Well, Sky's Becky Cottrell is with us now. And Becky, what are the families of those who died saying?
Well, they're not happy about the way that this has been dealt with by the BBC. They have been through so much trauma, losing their loved ones, and then this very kind of public battle for answers. You know, these killings happened over a year ago, and we're still waiting to find out the role that the police, that the mental health services played in potentially averting this. Did they do enough to stop Valdo Calocane from going on to do what he did? It seems the answer is that they didn't. Just to read out some more things that have come out of the BBC's reporting, you mentioned that warning from a doctor that they were concerned that Calocane might go on to kill someone. Other things that were revealed in those documents, Calocane admitted to his mental health team that he had lied to doctors about no longer hearing voices. He said he'd done that so he could be discharged early. He also stopped responding to his mental health team, and then they simply discharged him back to his GP. That happened the same day that an arrest warrant was issued after he had assaulted a police officer. The police never caught him for that offence. And speaking to mental health experts, you know, we know that there is a massive burden on the mental health services in this country. But really what happened with Valdo Calocane is such a terrible example of the worst case scenario, when someone really falls through the gaps and the system isn't in place to monitor them and to help them get better. Now, as I mentioned at the start, the families of Calocane's victims are not happy about this documentary that the BBC are putting out. Just let me read you a statement from Emma Webber, the mother of Barnaby Webber. She says the families raised their concern at the lack of consideration, at the appalling trauma this would cause them, and whilst they in no way wish to deter any form of investigative journalism or reporting, they believe the BBC have failed in their duty of care in any form of consideration for them. Now, we expect to hear more from Emma Webber and the families of Calocane's other victims tomorrow. There is a report coming out from the Care Quality Commission. They will also be looking at the mental health services who are dealing with Calocane and really what chances were missed to help this man who was so obviously very ill. But the problem, of course, is there are obviously the facts of his mental illness, and then there are obviously the terrible crimes he committed, and the families now just want to get to the bottom of everything. They are calling for a public inquiry. Valdo Calocane's family are also calling for a public inquiry. I think there are going to be many more developments in this story.
Becky, thank you very much.